Hi everyone. Today was a pretty much a mellow session overall for the stock market. It wasn't great, and I tell you what, by now I would like to see some follow through to the action that we saw on Thursday, whenever or Tuesday and Thursday, whenever we took the 50-day moving average on most of these indexes. However, the good news is our oscillators, if you look at TSV and MATSV here, MACD here, continue to trend higher while we pull back on below average volume today. So that's a good sign. However, pretty soon here I'm going to want to start to see this index start to move higher, or else I'm going to get very nervous. And one of the things I got a problem with is that today we don't have any new long signals and only a couple stocks got flagged. So we don't really have a whole lot of nice charts out there. Now I'll remind everybody, for the entire year there's only been one day where CanSlim stocks on above average up volume beat stocks that are CanSlim quality that are down on above average volume. One day, that's it. We've traded about a month and a quarter now, and we've had one session where the bulls have been totally in charge, and that was last week on one of those days by like one stock or two stocks. So the breadth continues to be pretty poor, and as long as that continues, we should expect more choppiness. That's why our market models are under neutral condition, and that's why we maintain extremely tight stops. The Russell 2000 also pulled back on lower volume. MACD TSV looks good. Money stream, nothing too negative there overall. Just looks just like the price index, so we're not really gaining any advantage by looking at our internals. It's just showing that there's no extreme internal weakness. S&P 500, similar situation, down 0.42%. Volume was lower than the day before. All the internal oscillators look good. Moving over to the stochastics on the bottom screen, you can see the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000 remains in an uptrend. So overall, everything's great. For now, the pullback is healthy. Nothing too negative about it right now. However, like I said, I would really like to see these stocks start to, produce these indexes, start to produce some gains to match with some of the stocks that are looking good in our personal longs. But we continue to have quite a few sells. SIRO was a recent new long signal. It's closed below the 50-day moving average, confirming the close below the low a day of Friday's session. Means that it's a full sell, so I'm going to get all out of CIRO. I'm already out of it, but on an end-of-day basis, it's gone. NVRO went from a buy stop to a new long to a full sell, all in a matter of 3 days. 4 days actually. So buy stop here, new long signal here, not going anywhere the next day, full sell here. So that's our market. Either you understand that that's where we're at, or you need to be in all cash. And then SHPG, boo, failure. This is what happens when you play ADS and ADRs. Thought it was looking good. Boy, oh boy, I thought it was ready to take off here, but clearly not. It's probably just a one-day event. It'll probably be up 4% tomorrow, but bottom line is it's a full sell signal. Intraday it was totally taken off. And that speculative trade MIFI, that was taken off whenever it moved below 523, and I had an emergency sell stop below 506, and god damn it if that thing didn't trigger at 501. So I got out near the low of day, but still this stock chart is broke. So if you don't have any sells, it's closing below 523. This is a full sell. It's a 100% failure. Also, TERP on an end-of-day basis is another 25% sell. That hit intraday. Wi-Fi is a 25% basis. 50% of that hit intraday for me. SKX is a 50% sell signal on an end-of-day basis. And then ANGO is also a 50% sell on an end-of-day basis. And if it gets below these lows here around 1803, it's a full sell. It should not trade below 1803 with that great move off the 50-day moving average in January. It just should not be failing this move, bottom line. Even if this is a fake out move lower, this chart pattern was strong enough that there's no way it should be acting like this. And this goes back to the thing, even though this wasn't a perfect chart, it did initially have a nice setup. Remember, it was one of the closest ones we had this time around. Whenever we got a pocket pivot point signal here, the fact that it didn't close near the high of the day was a big problem. The fact that 2 days later it lost its max green bop was a big problem. And since then, the continuation of hot stocks, not hot chart patterns, not doing what they should do, continues. There are no new long signals. LOGI was the only potential one. I like the pocket pivot point signal with the volume surge, but where's the bop surge? No bop surge. So for right now, shorter term, it's kind of a V-shaped move off the lows, as you can see here. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to continue to move higher, I keep pressing the wrong damn button. Wanted to get near these highs right here, the January 22nd highs, then maybe move sideways, and then give me another pocket pivot point signal with hopefully BOP moving in the opposite direction of where it is currently moving. Green should be growing in the BOP if this is a strong market. I'm sorry, guys. You get a pocket pivot point signal with a volume surge and a price surge. It should be accompanied by a BOP surge because that's the balance of power between the stock moving up in volume and the stock moving down on volume. And when it's going the wrong way, that's a red flag. And the other stock we're watching, DAN, starting to build a handle. It is currently on its third day of a handle build, a couple more days, and we'll be setting buy stops just above the 23.48 highs. But I like that after the big strong price move, held those lows nicely, the previous lows, rallied on strong volume, and are pulling back on lower volume with Max Green BOP. We'll see if this one works out. Most of them aren't, so don't hold your breath. The bottom line is we need to still keep those tight stops. Be well aware that this market could easily roll over, break out either way. There is no clear pattern. We remain under a neutral signal, which is basically how we felt about this market ever since the late December rally on no volume. Nothing has changed.